Boys, today is a big day. I'm meeting a new family member. That's right. Look at that there. This is my first time seeing the new boat for Team Buck Rogers. Super excited about it. This thing is a fishing machine. I think it has 4 live wells. Look at all this bow space. Got a coffin box, got another fish box underneath it. Both fish boxes. Oh my goodness, folks. We're starting to book this boat now. So if you're interested, all you guys that are in town already know that we have this. But all my followers that are maybe from South Florida or from Georgia or Texas, we have this big boat now. So if you want to do a 10 or 12, this is now going to be the boat that you're going to be taking. You handle a lot better seas. Look at that. Ooh, it's fancy. Ooh, it's sporty, son. Ooh, look at that there. You got new electronics, brand new Raymarine. Oh my goodness, things are looking up. It's gonna look wild when I'm on here because I have my little sim rat, so I'm gonna have 4 screens right here. It's gonna be like Houston and Mission Control for NASA up here. I wonder where I'm gonna stick it. I don't even know where I'm gonna stick it. This is actually a problem. But anyways, this boat is a beast, 35 feet, twin 300s. This thing can haul. It is beautiful is what it is. Look at those awesome new custom lids we got. How cool is that, guys? I'm really excited for the future. Really excited about this boat. I get to do my first run on it here in a couple days with some friends and family, and looking forward to it. I'll be back on the blue boat, the drop plant today, but I just had to come over here and check out the new lady. So we're gonna start the day, try to catch some bait, maybe try to catch some kingfish, but you know me, I like the bottom fish, so it's probably what we're gonna end up doing. And I'll live chum if we get enough bait during that time and flatline. If not, I'm just gonna flatline. So I'll see you guys out there. All right, so we got the boys loaded up. I'm gonna go look for some bait. Apparently there's some on the south of the jetties. So we're gonna go look for it. They're in deep water. A couple birds, a couple of them flipping, but we're gonna go find out, I guess. Okay, so I'm catching bait, and all the packs behind me gotta go further to the south, but I just ran over a big mark right there. So I'm gonna try to refine them. Kind of have my own little school to myself. Kind of starting to mark. I was going pretty fast, so it's a pretty significant mark if I can mark that good at that speed. So we're gonna see if I can find them. There they are. Nice. Throw the net. Floated me, son. Damn. Happy baits, baby. Half the battle right there. All right, let's go see what fish want to eat those happy baits. I know all you South Florida boys be drilling at this right here. We're about 5 miles off the beach. Only difference is we are in 60 feet of water. And water's not clean. We don't really get mahi close in here in Jacksonville. Your 3 miles out in Miami is equivalent to 60 miles out for us. So the only thing under here that's worthwhile is probably triple tail. I mean, it's possible to get mahi under these things. But it's really not that common for us inside of 30 miles. But we got seaweed, I guess. I'm gonna keep on moving. It's not really worth trying to find one triple tail. It's really hard to see right now too, but I don't know. Sucks. I wish I was on a 12-hour, 70 miles that way finding this stuff, but we'll see. Time we had fish come up in the chum. A little extra. Keep them around. There you go, first big fish on. Yep. We're stopping with that. Yeah, you can throw him back. We stopped. We just started bottom fishing and live chumming, and
Pull up, reel down.
just steady reel on them. Keep that rod nice and bent. Well, we set up. We started live chum. I barely threw any bait out, and oh, you got the first fish. Or just come over top of him. Come over top of him. Very good. He's circling. Ooh. I think it's a bonita.
You think it's a bonita?
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
That's big bait right there. Real sharp bait.
Oh, I lost him. Dang it.
All right,
He may have gotten eaten or something. Oh well, try it again. One anchor on the first one. I didn't really get the response with the chum that I wanted. We had that one bite, but obviously we didn't see it and we didn't land it. And it was acting very bonita-esque. So, and on top of that, we weren't getting anything worthwhile on the bottom, so it's kind of a double whammy. I want to stay in there for any longer, waste some more bait, so I think I'm gonna move a little bit further offshore. Let's see what happens for us there. Sea bass. Look at that.
I thought we were damn sheep.
White bone, yeah. These are in the same family as the sheep's head.
Yeah.
Taste just like them too. Well, this is how this day is going. So I just pulled an anchor on the spot, right? I was live chumming for these kingfish, the flat line. And eventually they'll find their way back underneath the boat. And once you leave, they have no more cover, you know? They go to the boat for protection. Of course, I see two kings at once start skying on where we were. That's how it goes. Yeah. Yeah, this piece of bottom that we're going through is not too far away. And I may have been just a little bit too impatient. I've done well on anchor for them, and I've been able to pick at little fish like those porgies at the same time. So it's like I could do one of them or I could do both of them. You know, it's just it's not full speed ahead. If it was like all these guys they caught 5, but they also spent all day trolling.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we have a chance at porgies and other stuff like that, black sea bass and whatnot, and they can only get one thing. So okay, to salvage this day in a way for bringing home meat, we're gonna go behind these shrimp boats and catch a big black tipper spinner shark. Hopefully, it's actually one of my favorite things to do out here. I've made a couple videos on it, and I really enjoy it. It's a really good way to get food, and you know, it actually is pretty good stuff if you process the shark the right way. But yeah, today did not go as planned. We caught a lot of beeliners, just not the right size. Caught a couple porgies. Didn't get the kingfish going on the flat line. Still a little early for them, still trickling in, but I'm gonna go ahead and you know, do something that's kind of guaranteed. This isn't exactly the best day. I like to keep it real for you guys. You know, I don't really fabricate anything on this channel. I can happily hang my hat on that. But we're about to put some meat in the boat. That's what I'm saying. I'm the one that usually makes casts on these shrimp boats because they got a lot of gear and you know, stuff in the water and nets, and it's kind of hard to get a good cast placement. And if you backlash the reel, then if you get a bite right off the bat, then you could lose the rod and reel, or you'll have a shark with a bunch of tackle in his mouth. We don't want that either, so I'll make a cast and I'll hand it off. Got him. Who wants him? Got him.
You want to crack?
Come on, come on. Yeah, turn down. Step to your right a little bit. Keep a good bend in the rod. Reel, it's coming at us. Ooh. You're good, you're good. Ooh. Careful, just get him around the bow. Wow, he's not fighting at all. Ooh. One sec, stop. Yeah, put a ton of, I put the drag so tight. I'm gonna make him tired a little bit more. Oh, that was quick. That was so fast. He's legal. Keep a good bend in the rod. Woo! I would be mad too. Just keep a good bend in the rod. Boys, we need to get him back here. Boys, we need to get him back here.
Get him back.
Yeah.
Come on, Rick.
Okay, I'm gonna get you over the motors. He's just trying to follow the boat. So I'm gonna turn it this way and you're gonna go over the motors, okay? There you go. They duked him. No. You're gonna break the rod. You're gonna break the rod. Take it out. Keep it tight. All right, while he has this on, I'm gonna show you guys how to properly process a shark to make it taste good. A lot of people say sharks don't taste good. That's because they don't. Right after you, yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. A lot of people just don't know how to take care of them. He actually might be a little bit small. We might have to get another one. But yeah, I'm gonna go through that process. These things have to be 54 inches to the fork. The black tips do. The spinners, I don't think they have a size. I like to do them all 54 inches. So just to take care of your fish stock, you know. Half the time you can't tell the difference of them either. This one might be a little bit borderline. I think we can do better than that. But nonetheless, pretty cool animal. I think we're gonna let this one free and try to get a bigger one. We can get more meat than this. We're gonna do it again, and it's not like it's slow bite either. We got time as well. Oh, a big one just ate it.
I just saw it.
Please run the right way. There you go. That one, this one's a keeper for sure. That was cool. He came right on the surface and hit it. Who wants it?
Now I see what y'all looking at.
Who's gonna reel it? Someone's got to turn handle. Yeah, you saw that one.
Yeah.
Let him, if he's running, you just let him run. All right, reel. Keep that rod nice and bent for me, okay? Lift that rod so it bends a little bit more. Yeah, there you go, just like that. Perfect. Nice.
Don't let me do it.
Oh boy. Don't say that.
Right now. Hey, come right at him. Coming right at him. Real.
Woo!
That's a big one.
It is a big one.
Oh.
That's an angry big one.
Sure is. Nice, good one.
You're gonna
You're gonna let him run. You're gonna just fight him. He'll get tired.
Yeah.
Fight him.
ask me why I sat down.
Grinding, baby. Got power wine. Yes, sir.
Pretty easy. You might get a second win. That's on the problem with those. Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Come on, Jordan. Don't be like the Falcons and give up.
Don't do him like that. Why you gotta be like that? Oh, he's not done yet.
Nah, he's good, man. He came up with it. There he is.
A little bit more. There you go. Keep tight, keep tight.
There you go. He's going down.
Yeah, this fight isn't over yet.
Don't talk to the people. What you want me to say? I'm tired. I'm tired already.
I know he's tired.
Well, I know you wasn't no boxer back in. What the hell now?
And your hip hurt.
I was a fighter.
He was a fighter, not a boxer.
Yeah.
Tag teaming it. There you go. Here, can I get you to step this side? Thank you.
This boy so big, we gotta switch out.
Second. There you go. That's a big fish. Big old big fish. You might be almost ready. So the first step processing these sharks is, first of all, make sure it's tired enough so it's not gonna freak out and hurt you or get off when you start bleeding it. Second step would be to bleed it. Just poke a knife in its gills and let him swim a little bit more. If I had a flying gaff, I put it in his mouth and rope him off. I don't, and I just, you know, if I see that he's hooked well enough, keep him on the line. He's tired enough. He's just gonna get more and more tired, and lights are gonna go out eventually once you start bleeding them. So it's better for them to swim and keep that heart going when you're bleeding them. That's how you get the most blood out of their meat. Like I said, this guy isn't done yet. So gonna give it a couple more minutes of this fight, and then bring him up next to the boat and poke him a couple times. Yeah, my hand gets really close to his mouth whenever I bleed him. I want to make sure he's good and tired. Here he comes. Watch out, guys. I need one of you guys to stand over there. Yeah, that's definitely a keeper. Heads up. Swing over this way. Yep, he's not done yet. Make sure the line doesn't touch the boat. Make sure the knife doesn't touch the boat either. Or knife doesn't touch the line either, Captain. Show a little more, friend. Back that way some. Here, watch out. Watch out. A little bit more. Okay. You can't reel anymore. You're good. All right, swing him. Just get a poke in the gills. If you want to cooperate, you got to be super careful when doing this. Obviously. There you go. It's stuck good. You can see the blood coming out. There you go. You can see the blood coming out of his gills now. That's really good, letting him swim like that. You can see, the pulses of his heart beating whenever it shoots out blood. Another thing I noticed about these animals is they clot super fast. They're awesome, amazing predators. Whenever they start bleeding, their body plugs that hole immediately. So you have to do it. You have to go back and recut your blood slits a couple times. He's still bleeding pretty good. That initial bleed is always the best one. So keep his head in the water a little bit. We're gonna make sure that he gets all the blood out possible. So the more that he swims, the more blood he's gonna be, and the better his meat will be. That's what we need right there. He just shook out some blood clots. I don't know if you can see that on film. See how he's bleeding again? He just shot out a big piece of blood clot. And I'm already preparing for a lot of very negative comments on this video about how this is evil and how we're doing harm to these animals. Everything that I'm doing is completely legal. I think we're taking really good care of the fish. None of this is going to be wasted. These guys are all going to take it, and I guarantee it's all going to get eaten. I am keeping this fish the highest amount of quality. I know that this isn't exactly the most gentle thing to see, but this is the proper way to take care of these animals when it comes to meat quality. We only keep one per day per vessel. We never ever keep anything undersized. Blacktip population is a super healthy fishery, and I don't really feel bad taking these. It's very responsible what we're doing. It's completely within the law. So I really have nothing to say for your negative comments that I know that are going to be dropped here. Good poke to get those clots out. Ooh, see, he's not dead yet. He got his clots out himself.
I thought you was asleep.
No, he's not sleeping. These things will keep on moving long after he's gutted. He got most of his clots out. We're gonna give him another poke. There you go. There you go. You see that? Those blood clots fly out of there? See, this thing has a lot more bleeding to do. When he's getting bled and tired enough, next step is to get a tail rope on him and cleat him off to the center cleat. I think he's getting tired. You got to be really careful with this. I have been slapped super hard in the face before. Lost a hat doing it. So again, just be careful. Make sure it's tired enough. Make sure it's worn out. These are big animals and they can hurt you really badly, even their tails. So just be careful. So I just have to get a loop ready in my line here. Yeah, can you step back a little bit more? Yeah. Then just use a gaff to get his tail close enough to you. Heads up, watch out, watch out. Yeah, these sharks do not like their tails touched. Okay, you gotta keep it next to the boat though. Usually this is the end game right here. All right, cinch it down. Okay, we got him now. He's not going anywhere. There we go. Cool. Alrighty. Nice. Gotcha. Next step in the process is to gut the shark. This is probably the most important part of the process. A lot of sharks, they pee through their skin. I'm actually not sure if black tips do that or not, but gutting the shark is super important for the quality of meat. It just gets like a tainted, nasty taste, and it also it helps the bleeding process. You can actually pull its bloodline out. It's in the top of his spine and its stomach cavity, or whatever it's called. I'll show you guys that. You can actually dig it out with your fingers, and it's just, you know, it bleeds it better, and it, you know, gets rid of like that tainted, nasty, fishy taste. I gut it, everything out, and let it bleed out for about 10 more minutes, and then I bring it in and ice it down. So that's the next part of the process. So just insert right here. It might flinch when you first insert your knife, so you gotta be careful. Gotta get the whole way down. Oh God. Whole way down. And see how much more blood's in there still? Go to the anus, cut all this stuff, loosen it up. Make sure it's all, you know, cut free. You can kind of pull it out after that. What's he been eating? He got something big and giant in his stomach. It's all the shrimper's bycatch. So this is pretty interesting here, guys. So the reason these sharks hang out behind these shrimp boats is to eat the bycatch they catch. Look at that, he's got a flounder in him. Oh, wow.
Just come out the stomach.
Yeah. So this is the stuff that these shrimpers were throwing back that they didn't want to catch. And that's why these sharks hang out behind these boats. So this is what this shark was eating on. Those sharks and a lot of the porpoise that you saw are behind the shrimp boats to eat the bycatch that these shrimpers throw out. So you got a yellowmouth trout. This is a ribbon fish. Got a ribbon fish, a bunch of spots and croakers, another ribbon fish, and obviously this is a sole right here. This is a flounder species, but this is a true summer flounder. You know, that one might actually be legal. It used to be old. In the old regulation, it would be, yeah. He actually would be legal with the old regulation. That's pretty wild. So that's why these sharks are following these boats, just to get free meals like this. All right, back to this. Just grab his guts, or her guts, at the base, cut them out, throw them out. See all that blood? That's all meat quality. The more you see it bleed, the better quality this meat's gonna be. Good thing. Just keep on pulling, get all the loose stuff out of there. No, it's actually just stomach line, so we're actually okay with that. Let me show you guys what I was talking about with this bloodline here. You can just put your finger in right up here and just literally just scoop all this stuff out. You see, look at that. That's the bloodline. That is the nasty stuff that a lot of people leave in the sharks before they, you know, ice them down. And that's a big no-no for me. That just destroys the meat quality. So I go through and I scrape. You can use a bottle cap. You can use, a lot of people use wire brushes for grills. That's a really good way to scrape them out. And you know, I get it all. As you can see, it's still bleeding, even though it's been gutted and bled for, God, 20 minutes now, 30 minutes now. This does take time. I will say that. This takes a lot of time to do right, but it's worth it. I think we'd be doing this animal a disjustice if we didn't do this. These are pretty amazing animals, and we're gonna take care of it the right way so we can enjoy it the right way. So I think we're doing this animal justice for taking this good care of the meat. Well, to me, it's like a form of respect. I know a lot of you are gonna think otherwise, but for someone that fishes, it definitely is. You know, you take care of what you eat and what you kill, and you take care of your fisheries, and good things happen to you. Fish gods will shine upon ye. Okay, final step, get them in the boat, ice them down. You have to be careful when you get them in the boat, because these things, even though it's been gutted and bled for the past 30 minutes, they still move and they still bite down. It's just their nerves kicking in. They're still very much dangerous. They are still very dangerous, very much so. So you have to be careful with these things. This is not a small animal to be trifled with. So you still move? Look at that. Chicken. That's not me. Yep, see that? Yep, still kicking. Still smacking his jaws too. Slow down so you guys can really see. See that? But it's not in gear anymore. I think we're gonna load him up. That may have been his last little kick right there, so you can get him in the boat. Again, you gotta be super careful. This thing might be dead, but he's still moving. All right. All right, you guys be careful. All right, he's actually gonna go right under your feet. All right, so it's in the box now. We have his back down with that bed of ice, so his loins on his back are getting cold. I like to keep his belly up so I can fill the cavity easier with ice. I'm gonna be over icing him right now just because we have such a short trip to the dock. But make sure that you get that cavity really full of ice. Really shove it up in there. This really helps, you know, get this animal as cold as possible, as fast as possible. I'm definitely going to be over icing it, just because we have such a short trip to the dock, but this is the right way to do this. All in there, right? Pretty good to me. Kind of spread it out, make sure it's all on areas that you need. I would brine them, but this actually is a self-draining macerator, so I can't brine them. That's really the quickest way to get fish cold. Putting 50, 60, 70 pounds of ice on them will do them just fine. And yeah, we're gonna put them to bed. See you guys at the dock. All right, got him on the table. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it really quick. He cooled down super fast. You know, ice cold when I took him out of the box, so that was good. Cooled down really, really quickly. What I do is I cut this fin off, and I guide all the way up here, and I cut that, and I go all the way this way, get that one side off, and then I actually don't flip him over. I just go underneath the spine, and I'll show you how to do it. It's easier.
You roll the camera?
No, yeah, you can. I appreciate that. First, you got to get your big shark knife out. Then you're gonna kind of get his fin all situated so he sits right. And you're gonna cut this fin off. And see how you have two distinct sides right here. So I can show you the top half and the bottom half. Kind of push it in, go this way. Cut like that. All the way down. Go all the way through. All into the backbone. And boom.
See that meat, y'all?
That's a lot of meat.
Y'all see that meat? Talking about you don't eat no shark. You lying. You won't eat fish then.
And just look how white that meat is, you guys. That's proper care. That's what happens when you take care of sharks the right way. You get this, you get this super white meat. That tastes really good. Like I said, for this other side, all I do is I'll just push it through and just kind of hold it up. Around its backbone. all separate out really nicely. You can flip it over once you kind of like that, just to get a better angle on it, just to get it separated. There you go. Two beautiful white shark fillets. Isn't it crazy? So we bled this thing for like 30 minutes and look how much blood is still there. It's pretty wild. And if we didn't do that, this whole table would just look like a murder scene. So it's really important that you bleed them. It shows you right here. We bled them for a long time and there's still blood on the table. But the meat is super white, right? Look at this. Super white meat, beautiful meat. I guarantee if you guys have had shark and you say that it tastes bad, it's only because it wasn't taken care of right. All the bloodline out of it, bled properly, you know, taken care of. It's all about taking care of your product. Cut all these fins out. Sometimes you have some stragglers on this bottom piece. Cut around the fins. And I like to go down, like, do a stripe and then cut this part in half just so it's more manageable chunks. Like that. Now you have a more manageable chunks. You can just go ahead and put that right here. So you gotta be careful. I like to cut it fat so you don't get this nasty bloodline. So you guys can see right here, I got a little bit of it right there. But if I went like right on the skin, if I went right on the skin, all that would have been picked up on the fillet. So I'm not afraid to cut this fat just to make sure you get the better quality meat. Just like Nick Stanzik does with the swordfish, just kind of section it out and cut along. Just like that. And you get some beautiful white shark steaks. And you guys can trim this off right before you're about to eat it. Take it out of the fridge. Just a really sharp knife to shave the rest of it off. It's not super chilled right now. The more cold it is, the easier it is to shave the stuff off. Sometimes you get too much of it when you try to do it when it's warm. Let me get some though. This actually, it's cold enough where I can actually do it well right now. So just like that. Boom. That little piece I'm gonna leave for later, but look at that. That's what happens when you take care of your product. You get super white meat. I'll see you guys in the kitchen. All right, I'm officially over it. My camera does not want to connect to my phone, so I can't see if my head is cut off right now, so just deal with it. I don't know. I don't have 2 GoPros right now, so that's what you're dealing with. Okay, so we have a nice, beautiful white piece of shark. Yes. Like I said, as soon as you pull it out of the fridge, nice sharp knife, just real easily trim off that bad piece right there. Boom, no bloodline. I'm going to make a lemon caper butter sauce. And I'm gonna cut these into little medallions, like little baby pork chops. And then I'm gonna sear them. And then put the sauce on it, in that order. Okay, so you did a pieces. Oh, I guess I can tilt you guys to see it. I don't know if you can see it or not. All right. No, I don't wanna get too crazy on the thickness. I mean, you can't tell me that this doesn't look like good quality meat right here. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, it's gonna be way more aesthetically pleasing if I cut all the way through. It actually is beautiful, beautiful looking meat. I mean, guys, look at this. If I ran a poll right now and someone had to guess what kind of fish this is, I'm sure a lot of people would say wahoo. That is very wahoo-esque. The big flakes and whatnot, obviously this one will throw you off. Now you're perfectly thrown off. Wahoo or blacktip? You tell me, cuzzy. Well, it looks kind of like wahoo. Obviously it's not. I'm not gonna get crazy here, but I mean, that is some killer looking stuff. Like I said, to make the butter sauce, obviously you melt butter, I'm doing half a stick. And then you squeeze the lemons in it after it simmers down. And put the capers on top with a little bit of caper juice. And when the shark is done, then you put it on top. That's how the sauce works, so. Oh, get in there, butter. Again, guys, like, I cannot get over how good this stuff looks. It legitimately looks like cuts of wahoo. No lie. I'm not even going over the top here anymore. I'm saying, some people, if you show that to some people, it'd say, oh yeah, that's wahoo. Yeah, it's not, it's shark. It's shark that was taken care of the right way. All right. Little S&P, the choice for me. Turn that down. And boom, here we go. This is gonna be really good. Really good, y'all. Okay, so my sauce is almost, or my butter rather, is almost all the way melted down. So I'm gonna start adding some lemon. Whisk it around a little bit. Get it mixed in. I'm not a huge citrus guy. But I'll probably add a little bit more of that second half in there, and then add the capers on top of that. Get a nice little flavor. Just add a little bit more. Leave a little bit to sprinkle on the actual fish later. And go ahead and flip it. Oh yes. Look at that. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna go ahead and add my capers now too. A little bit of the sauce. Or juice rather. I'm a caper guy. I ain't afraid of putting a lot of capers in my stuff. Lemon caper. Lemons and capers. Match made in heaven. All right, turn the heat up a little bit at the end just to give it a little bit of a sear. And I'm pulling it. Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be good, son. Alrighty, boys, now for the best part right here. See my sauce? Got my capers in there. Oh, you can barely see it. Got my capers, my lemons, my caper, my lemon, and butter. Easy peasy. Just gonna drizzle her on top. Oh yes. Don't be alarmed, this is a little tougher than most fish. It's not tough, it's just, you know, it's not like a flaky fillet. It's more like a pork chop, but it tastes really good. Just watch me eat it and watch how good it tastes. See, it comes apart. Look at that super duper white meat, and I'm dripping all over my counter to show you that. Nice and tender. Oh gosh, that lemon butter. Ooh. Guys, that is awesome. Just goes to show you, take care of your product, good things happen. And you get really good food too. How about that? Well, boys, it's been fun. Thank you for watching the video. If you've never been here before, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, it helps me out a lot. And if you like this content, more of this is to come. Oh, also, before I forget, I got this in the mail today. Underwater camera, so hopefully I'm going to incorporate this thing in my videos. Kind of excited about it. But guys, thank you for watching. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, I got nothing else. Goodbye.